tell you how much I appreciate, and all the people, all of our fans, our alumni, appreciate the job that Bo has done. He's put our basketball program on the map. He's done it in a class way. You know, there comes a time when you have to step down. I've been through that myself. I think he tried to do it the right way. It was very difficult. There were some difficult situations, but I appreciate how he handled it. His record speaks for itself. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won his way at every level. And he brought that style of basketball here and won here at this level. And we can't thank him enough for what he's done. He leaves our basketball program in great shape. I feel very good about Greg taking the job on an interim basis. We had a good visit with the team. Greg had a good visit with the team after the game. I'm sure they'll move forward. I shared with them the same thing I've shared with 2 football teams in the last 3 years. Don't be afraid of change. You'll have change the rest of your life. Embrace change. Grow from change. Take what you learned from Coach Ryan, embrace the new coaches, embrace Coach Gard, and take what he gives you and run with it, and reach your potential. So, these are never easy days, but they're exciting days. They're exciting. It's sad that, you know, that when a coach with the magnitude of Bo steps down, that's a sad day. But it's really a day to celebrate his accomplishments. But it's also a day to celebrate an opportunity for an outstanding young coach to take the bull by the horns, and baton has been passed, and let him run with it. I'm excited for him.
Thanks, Coach. First of all, I'd like to thank Coach Ryan for an unbelievable opportunity. I remember being pulled into his office 23 years ago as a 22-year-old college student, and he made it real clear and simple. Greg, that's enough of that high school stuff. You need to be with me all the time. And at that point in time, 23 years later, I would have never dreamed that we would have had the ride that we've had in Platteville with 3 national championships, rebuilding the Milwaukee program, and then coming to your own home state institution, the flagship school in your own state, and to be able to continue to build this program to where it is, and the tradition and the pride that is involved with this program, for the opportunities that he's given me and afforded me along the way. You know, I'll forever be grateful for that and for him, and obviously all the players along the way at all 3 institutions, and the players here is Coach Alvarez that I mentioned that I just met with after the game, how they've responded, and we're not here as coaches if it's not for the players and the students, and those are first and foremost, and always have been with me. Those guys are extremely important to me in that locker room, and I know that they will definitely rally around this. It's obviously, as Coach said, a bittersweet day. It's hard to have as I told the team, one of the greatest coaches that's ever coached this game. You get a chance to learn from him. Some for the last 6 months as freshmen, some for 4 years as redshirt, as seniors. We only have 1, obviously, but and anywhere along the line, what they're able to take from him in life lessons, in what they've learned in basketball, they'll carry forward with them forever. I've seen how he has touched lives and affected lives throughout his career. I've been very fortunate. I'm one of the lucky ones to be able to learn from him. So this really was about him in terms of saying thanks, and then be able to move on. And we've got a long ways to go in terms of our team, and continue to improve, and very excited about finals now. That's the next opponent. And then also very thankful for Coach Alvarez and the administration for this opportunity to be able to, this is a very prideful program. It's had a lot of success. It's been a long time in building, having grown up in the state. I know what it was like when I was a kid, when there weren't NCAA tournament appearances, nor NIT appearances. This place has come a long ways in a lot of facets. Obviously football and what Coach Alvarez has done and how that has fueled everything else. And basketball's been able to rise to a level where our alumni, our fans, our students, our former players, current players, there's a lot of pride. And I take that responsibility that comes with all that extremely seriously. And that's very important to me. And especially being from Wisconsin and having grown up here, I understand the importance and the value of this place and what it means to the people in the state and Badger fans across the nation. And obviously, most importantly, for the guys in that locker room, those 17 guys that are there, that their experience here can be outstanding. It's an unbelievable place that I'm very fortunate to be a part of, and looking forward to helping these guys continue on their journey and one more non-conference game and to get ready for the Big Ten. Well, I think you always prepare yourself and you trust your preparation as you go through your career. And you never know when opportunity is going to knock, but you have to be ready for it. And I've been well prepared from a standpoint of strategic philosophy, the foundations that I believe in and what's important to me and what makes up high quality basketball. And you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to relay your message. You have to be a good teacher. And that's what I've always prided myself and why I really got into this profession. I got in it through the teaching facet and coaching in junior high and then in high school, and then the opportunity with Bo arose. So there's been steps along the way. This hasn't facilitated or happened overnight. So from that standpoint, we have to do our job in terms of helping these young men have the best possible experience here that can be had. And like I said before, we've got a long ways to go. We've got to continue to grow. We took some steps forward tonight. There's other areas we've got to polish up. The closeness of finals was evident in terms of they're on academic max out right now, and we've had some stinkers around this time of year. Fortunately, we were able to withstand and hold off a team that's pretty good. You know what the RPI is because that's been out there, and what they've done and how they played Texas and how they played the other opponent, Texas A&M. So from that standpoint, that's the most focused. The most important thing right now is those 17 guys in that locker room and how we're going to take that next step and how we'll learn from tonight, and we'll get ready for finals starting on Thursday, and then as we go through the week and the weekend, we'll prepare for what's coming next week.
Bo's been pointing towards the semester. We talked earlier this week about this is the last game prior to semester, so it wasn't a surprise to me. This has been an ongoing situation, and with Bo gave you the chronology of it earlier, and that's the way it went down.
It was emotional. It was obviously it's hard for Coach and it's hard for the players because it's a leader that they've looked up to, and obviously some for longer than others based on the longevity that they've been here. But at the same time, I thought Coach Ryan delivered a great message that I'm not leaving you after 6 months. I got an extra 6 months with you, and let's take this and step forward. He'll always be a part of this program, forever entrenched in the history of this program. So he's not going to vanish off planet Earth, and I'll still make sure I have his phone number. And I thought, Coach Alvarez's viewpoint and message was very timely as well. To embrace this, to accept it, to grow, to use it as a challenge to get better, and that's what we need to do. We need to get better regardless. We need to continue to take steps forward every day. So it was hard, as you would expect it to be. This program with the people is very invested. The people of this program from top with Coach Ryan, all the way to, I think we have more managers than players sometimes. Everybody is important, and everybody is really invested, and that's what makes this place special. The buildings are terrific, the facilities are phenomenal, a great academic institution, world class in all facets, but the people here are what put us over the top, you know, and I've always known that. It really came into focus for me when I got here, you know, being in the state and growing up, you always look from afar, but once I really got in here and had watched the last 15 years, and what it really hit with me is when I went through the last 7 months with my dad, and the people from this institution, Badger fans across the country, people that I had no clue who they were, but were alumni, former players, current players, that reached out, whether just for offer support, medical advice, help us through the grieving process when he passed away. That put an exclamation point on something I already knew, but it put a huge exclamation point on how special the people are that wear that W. It's never been about the pressure that way. Our job is still to put these young men in the best position to have success here as student athletes, hopefully as athletes on the court. And if you do things the right way and surround yourself with good people and are sound in your fundamentals and are firm in your principles, obviously you got to be flexible in your approach. But I've been asked that before when Coach Ryan first announced that you know, he would contemplate stepping down after a year. Coach Alvarez said there would be a national search, and my response has always been, absolutely, there should be. That's his job. And I've never flinched or blinked from that. His responsibility is to put the best person in place to lead this program going forward. And I've never had an issue with that. Coach Alvarez said exactly what he needed to say and what he should say as a leader of this athletic department. That's his responsibility, and that's the best thing going forward, that he needs to handle that along with his team in the best way that he sees fit. In the intermediate time, our job as a staff is to help these young men through their finals, what's coming up over the next week, and then as we get prepared for Green Bay coming the next week, and then into Big Ten play. And that's what we need to focus one day at a time, getting better as we take steps forward.